So, I want to do a message on how the divine masculine is feeling about the divine feminine and how the divine feminine is feeling about the divine masculine. And the reason why I recorded a couple of these a couple of days ago. And the reason why I like to do these ones and do a check in is because every day the energy changes. So, how I like to see it is that you can be tapping into the same collective and the messages change because the energy of the person changes. It's not necessarily that their feelings change, but to a degree, yes, their feelings can change yes, their feelings can change and they can have some overriding consistent feelings that come up, but based on their thought process, based on what's going on in their life, based on how they're feeling in that moment, it can change. So whatever's going on with the divine masculine or divine feminine, their feelings can change because either they go into overthinking and they're like, oh no, this is how I really feel about the situation, or they're leading from the intuition and heart, and that will lead a different message. So it's like sometimes they're leading more with ego, and sometimes they're leading more with their heart, and that's how the messages change. So, angels, spirit guides, ancestors, how is the divine masculine feeling about the divine feminine? Right at this moment, how is the divine masculine feeling about the divine feminine? I'm just going to shuffle off. So the first card I got was I Wish You Were Mine. So this means that you guys are probably not together, and this confirms that you're not together because the second card I got was Why Do We Have to Be Apart? So you guys are probably currently in separation and they wish you were theirs. They are, I don't know if they know if you're seeing someone else or not, or if they're curious if you're seeing someone else or not. You could be single, but they don't know that. You could be seeing someone, but they don't know that. And they just wish you were theirs. They wish they could be with you, you know? And why do we have to be apart? Like, you guys probably went through the separation. There's probably silence between the two of you, and they don't want to be apart anymore. So it's like there's probably distance between you. You probably don't live close to each other, and they just want to be back together. And then what this one says is, we were always meant to meet. It was written in the stars. So they believe that your connection was divinely orchestrated. No matter what, you guys would have found a way to meet each other because you were meant to meet each other at that time. And you guys probably triggered each other's spiritual awakening and then went into separation. And then you guys go through your separation and you go on your own journeys, and through your red thread being connected to each other, you heal each other. The divine feminine usually leads the way, and she's the one who does a lot of the work, the healing work and everything. And as she does the work, she triggers her divine masculine to do the work as well. But he's usually about like 9 months behind her. But she's triggered, but he can catch up. That's a possibility as well. But the feminine is usually the one who leads the way, and if the divine masculine is open to it, and if it's a divine connection or twin flame connection, he usually goes on the same journey as well. So it's like a lot of the times they're mirroring each other on the way they feel and everything. So that's why I like to do how the divine masculine feels and the divine feminine, to see if they're mirroring each other in terms of their feelings as well. I'm just going to pull a few more cards for the divine masculine. So the three other cards that I pulled were I want you. So your divine masculine wants you. They're yearning for you. They want to be near you. They don't want to be in this separation with you. However, it says I miss you, but I don't have time right now. So it's this teeter-tottering, right? They want to be with you. They feel drawn to you. They feel chemistry towards you. They feel compatibility. However, they just don't have time right now. Whatever's going on in their life, they just don't have time to have you a part of their lives. So it's like, why do we have to be apart? Well, if you guys are marrying each other and then you guys are both busy with your lives, and you guys are not in the same place, so you don't have time to be, you can be with each other, or he doesn't have time to be with you, right? So whatever they're going through, family, financial, maybe they got into another relationship, like they miss you, but they don't have time to be with you right now. There's too much on their plate. And then this is the other one. It says, don't pressure me. So maybe in the past you guys had that situation where you put pressure on the person to see you, to be with you, to whatever the case may be, and they just don't want to go through that again. They don't want to be pressured. So they feel all these feelings for you, but they don't want to be pressured into making the decision to see you. They want to be able to make the decision when they have the time to see you. They don't want to feel pressured. They don't want to feel trapped. They don't want to feel like they're forced into making this decision between they're ready before they're ready. So it's like, that's something that divine feminine, you have to be really aware of, that you're not pressuring the masculine to be a part of your life. Maybe there's no communication between you two, and they feel that if they do have communication with you, that they're going to feel pressured into seeing you and rushing things, because maybe in the past, you guys, it's usually twin flames that happens, is that you go from 0 to 100, and then after, you are just like in each other's face, like constantly communicating with each other, wanting to see each other, all of these things. And if the divine masculine was the one to pull back because of something that happened in their life or whatever the case may be, and you are pressuring them to see them, they don't want to go through that again. They don't want to feel pressured. They want to go with the flow, and they want to deal with what they're going through in their life and not feel like the need for this to go at like a rapid pace. Take your time, get to know each other, be friends, and let things unfold. Let the masculine lead. Be the divine feminine. Sit in your divine feminine without forcing, without controlling, without manipulating. All of these things, right? These qualities that if you're a wounded feminine, that you can do. But when you're a healed person, you see the person's perspective, and you just sit in your divine feminine, you sit in your nurturing, you sit in your compassion, and you just let the masculine lead the way. However, if it's like there's any disrespect or coldness or anything like that, then you have to set your boundaries up and not let yourself be treated like that, right? So you have to know the balance where you just like let things flow, but you also know how you want to be treated. Right? So it's like a fine balance whether you put boundaries so that you're not disrespected and you're not treated with coldness and unkindness and like you don't exist, but you also don't pressure in the sense of, I need to see you now and I want to be with you and all these things. Yeah, they feel this. But if you pressure them into something that they're not ready for, then they're going to pull away again, right? You guys have been on this cycle. You've probably been on this cycle a few times, and that's something that you need to learn, to have patience with your divine masculine. So let's see how you're feeling about your divine masculine.